All right, looks like we got action tonight. Dylan, can you hear me? Dylan, can you hear me? Okay, I think we're good
Check,
now.
mic
Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me, Dylan?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Okay, sometimes just a little refresh is all that's needed. So welcome everyone. So this is going to be a great matchup here. We got legendary Mike D playing against Jesse Johnson, who I've never seen play, but I heard he's pretty strong for a 6'15". He plays pretty good pool, so it'll be fun to watch. And Jesse is actually, I believe, moved out here from Arizona just a short time ago. Is that right?
I'm not super familiar with his living situation. I know I've met Jesse and seen him play a few times. I thought it was my interpretation that he might have a home in both states, but I'm not 100% certain of that. I just know that over the last couple of years, I've seen him here in a couple times at Legends, and he mentioned that he lived in Arizona, but he was used to being from Portland, so. Not quite sure on the exact living situation, but I do know that he does have a house here now, and he does the Portland or Pacific Northwest Pool Thing YouTube channel, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, PNW Pool Thing YouTube channel and Facebook page. Check him out, PNW Pool Thing. And he does a fantastic job with doing some live streams out of his house. He's got a 7-foot diamond and just tons of room. He's got AC. It sounds like a great environment. And actually, I've been invited to play on the next PNW Pool Thing. So I'm excited to get my opportunity down there and
Oh, really?
some competition.
That's awesome. Do you know who you're playing yet?
I do. I'm playing Kyle Seltman.
Oh, I heard. I talked to Kyle on Friday. I knew that match was happening. I just didn't realize it was happening on the PNW Pool Thing. That's awesome. It's going to be a cool match to watch.
Yeah, we were kind of, just bouncing back different locations, and Jesse had been talking to me about setting up a match, and so I thought, well, hey, this would be a good one to try to set up. I think we're, pretty even in skill, and we're gonna play some bar box 8-ball. It's gonna be a good time.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, I remember one of the first posts I saw. I think it was the Brookman versus Mike D post. After that match had taken place, I'd commented letting him know that I was interested in matching up with somebody. I haven't heard anything yet, but fingers crossed. I've been trying to get on a stream for a while now. I know that you were actually able to set something up for me, but some other things came up, unfortunately. But yeah, definitely am looking to get on a stream at some point. I love sweating out some action and playing some pool. So
Yeah, well, we almost had you on the chalk box up here, but to face Aman Sunar. But your friend Morgan Joe came up and gave us a really good show. Came a little bit short, but man, did he show it. He just played on the PNW Pool Thing against Javier Valenzuela. And
yep.
Man, that was an impressive performance from Morgan Joe. I got to say, I was impressed when he came down here for chalk box and competed. Even though he lost, he played really good coming into this environment, which is tough, 9-foot diamond, and that's what he's got at home. But anyway, can't say enough great things about that young man. He's definitely an up-and-comer, really fast in the pool community.
Yeah, that was a really good match. I know both those players very well. Javier, I've been competing against in local tournaments at Legends for, gosh, since I started playing seriously back in like when just after Legends Open, like 2019, 2020. I was like a 500 and he was a 550, and he used to just kick my butt all the time. So him and I, if our Fargo history is like some 150 racks or something like that, and Morgan and I have played quite a bit together too. We actually are currently on the same APA Masters League on Wednesday nights and are currently in first place, about to get a trip to regional. So I know, like I said, I know both their games pretty well. Both great guys. Both love the game. So
Yeah, and I'm going to share this stream here. Sharing it to some of my pages. Let's see if we can get some people to jump in and watch this, and jump into the chat. Say hello if you're there. This is Patrick Nixon, Dylan Helfingstein. Am I saying that right?
Helfingstein.
Helfingstein.
Yep.
Out of the Portland area, for volunteering to come in to the EvoSports commentary booth, remote commentary booth. And you're out of Portland, is that right?
Yeah. Like I'm actually closer. I'm technically in Beaverton, like kind of where Legends is. So okay. I usually say Portland if anybody from out of town asks, just because it's more recognizable. Yeah,
of course. And I'm up here in Paulsbo, Washington, and this match is at Legends. Table 21, and yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that was a nice opening shot there on the one. He used some inside English, let his stroke out to come up and down 2 rails the long way. Left himself a little steep here. I would assume early in the match he's probably going to tackle this. Yeah, Mike tends to be a little more of a like I referred to myself earlier as a percentage player. He seems to be pretty much the same way. Like he doesn't really do too many jump out of the window type shots, but I think early in a match when you're playing someone for money, I think it's nice to try to tackle a couple of shots that you might not normally, just to kind of see how you're feeling and let the stroke out, loosen your back arm up a little bit.
Agreed. And he can play some defense, this guy. So you watch for this. That he planned that shot 5 shots ago, 4 shots ago. Exactly what he did right there with the 5. He played everything to get to that safety, and so he's always looking ahead at, how exactly he's going to play. And he has a very specific plan in mind, and he loves to play the defense.
Agreed. Yeah, and I think it's just so interesting to see how. He might get a jelly roll out of this.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how many different ways people play, because some people, like, he got pretty good on that 4 ball, and I'm sure I know a few players who would have tried to come 2 rails and come into that 5-8 and break it out, but I would have elected to play the same way Mike did. And just because although you do allow a kick and a lucky opportunity like this just happened here, it's still percentages say it's better to play that defense and get tied up on the 8 rather than trying to come into it and hope for a shot, because anytime you're breaking into the ball that you're going to be shooting next, you're really kind of hoping for a good result.
Agreed.
Wow, that was a very unique jump shot there. I mean, that was all sorts of uncomfortable. He was all contoured for that.
Yeah, he was sitting up on the table, and it was not a comfortable shot, but he got good content and got good contact and got rewarded really nicely for it.
Yeah, that was sort of what we call instant karma, or instant like a gravy roll back, because Jesse just had a good kit and got a good kick and got a good roll out of it, and then Mike instantly got his right back. So we're net even.
That's right, net even on the rolls.
Yeah.
So how do you want to stay on that side of the table for the 6, right? So you're going to try to hold this, or you're going to try to really juice up and try to come around stuff? Or
I am not saying it's impossible to hold this, but this is fairly steep, and from this distance, your accuracy goes down quite a bit slow rolling it. So I probably would have tried to come up and down with a little bit of inside 2 rails, like straight up and down the middle of the table. This is not a bad shot either. Jesse's probably going to try to lock him up here behind the 9.
Yeah, I would assume so. It was, and that was kind of the downside to Mike's safety there. His safety left for a lot of potential opportunity afterwards.
That's what I was just actually going to say. You beat me to it because it was more of a containing shot, but more often than not, unless he got perfectly that 5 ball in the direct line of the 9.
Oh, did he call that 10?
No, I don't think so.
No, he didn't. Oh, okay. I was going to say, if he called that 10 right there, that would have been crazy, but it was a good hit.
So this is interesting. I was going to say, Jesse tends to be a little more aggressive. I mean, obviously, I haven't seen him play very many money matches, but he likes to shoot. And so this is kind of a nice little two-way shot here, as long as he can avoid the 8. Just like that. Oy, that was the only issue, and he's good. I think this goes.
Both of these gentlemen have a 7-foot diamond at home, exactly the same as what we're playing on. So you definitely are familiar with the environment.
This might be a little tighter in the side than he really likes.
You have to hit it extra slow and okay,
Wow.
or come into it with some power and draw and use the 8 ball to come out and get perfect. Yeah, if you
I'm
want
really
to do
curious.
that way, sure.
I would have loved to see that from his view on the table, because that definitely seemed like he could have just slow rolled that and left himself a little bit of angle on the 7. But I doubt he would have played it that way if he didn't have to. So
agreed.
That's another thing, like commentating. I've only done this a couple times, and it's just incredible how different things can seem on the stream versus what they're seeing on the table.
Yeah, I've gone back and listened to commentary on my matches that I've played, and I'm like, yeah, guys, that wasn't available. You know, you were saying you should have done that, but it wasn't there. Trust me, I was at the table. You know, so
Yeah, that was a really nice shot there.
That was. The people that know the best are the players. You know,
exactly. He's probably going to come around this 3 rails, I'd say, underneath it and shoot the 10 in the lower left corner pocket, I'd guess. Oh, he went 1 at it. Oh, that scares me. Perfect shot, though.
Yeah, but he controlled it really nicely.
Yep, little tester 10 ball, little tiny bit of a cut up into the corner. Oh, he's going to the side pocket. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind side pocket there.
I used to always take the side pocket like that, but I've started recently choosing the corner pocket just because I feel the pocket is a little more open. Unless it's just dead in the side. And I think that was one of those shots where the stream kind of the angle on the stream might have toyed with me a little bit, because these guys are both great shots, and if he shot it to the side, it was definitely not for a lack of confidence. It was probably just the better shot. I like his shirt, the fluffy bunnies.
I was reading that too.
That bunny does not look too fluffy and friendly.
There's got to be a story there, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a team name.
All right, well, it looks like they're doing winner break, because I'm pretty sure Jesse broke the first rack, and here he is to break again. So it looks like we're doing a race to 11, 10 ball winner break.
And look for the 8 and 9 to track towards the side pockets here. No?
Way short.
Yeah, 10 ball. 10 ball down, 2 ball down.
This is a nice looking rack.
It is, but the 2 ball's going to spot behind. Oh, no, the 2 ball doesn't spot. The 10 ball spots. Never mind. I'm thinking, God, I'm in like one pocket mode. Spot both balls that went in.
Yeah.
No, we're only spotting one, which is the 10 ball.
I would guess, just because of where the 4 is, he's probably going to play this combo to slow speed and play below the 3 and play the 3 past the 9. Just so he can just do a stop shot to get on the 4.
Yeah, I like that.
I typically do whatever I can to always play the object ball into the nearest corner. For instance, the 3 in the same pocket as the 1. But sometimes in a rack like this, or you just got to take what the table gives you and make it simpler on yourself.
Yeah, and it's a high percentage if you're underneath it like that. It's not that hard of a shot.
Right. It is a little interesting now, though. I think he's going to have to play the 4 in the upper left pocket, unless he tries to get on the 4 on the side. Yeah, see, I didn't like that.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't either now.
Coming into it was, you're not, only because of where the 5 is. The 5's in a really particular place, and so when you're bumping that 4, you're not exactly sure what angle you're going to get out of it, and you might end up on the wrong side. And I think I would have elected to just roll forward and try to play 4 in the upper left, or anything that's not touching it.
Oh, he hit the 7 first. Interesting. I know he was trying to go rail first at that 1, and he had to hit it with some pace. I mean, at the 3, and hit it with some pace because his cue ball would have been crashing into the 9. And
Right.
I think all that was in his mind when he shot that, and he ended up. I don't know if it was a miscue or what happened, but he hit the 7 first.
Yeah, I'd be another one of those situations. I'd be curious to know because Mike's a very deliberate player and very seasoned. So for him to hit a ball so, like to hit it like he did on a shot that I felt like
I know you don't want to
attacked.
say. I know you don't want to say reckless, but yeah,
Right.
I get what you're saying.
Right, exactly. That would have been a good word because at the speed he played it to hit a ball that wasn't the object ball, it just isn't really much like Mike. But I got a little flat here.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to pop this out, but he's going to use some, I believe, top outside. Is that what you're looking for here?
I would probably use top inside, but
I'm not sure if it caught the point or not there.
It was just really straight. I honestly think that right there I might have tried to go rail first just because the 5 was off the rail a little bit. But that's not really ideal in any situation either. So I think he's going to duck here under the 8 ball. Yeah, great shot. Yeah. Perfect speed. Oh my goodness.
It's perfect speed to not scratch.
How many times does that happen where you just hit a defense so perfect and you make the ball by accident? Now you're in a tough spot, or cue ball kisses right off of the ball and scratches. Well, Mike can see this ball, but this is not an easy task. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about earlier when I said that Mike definitely elects to play a little bit more conservative. That's a shot you might see a lot of 650s try to fire in on a 7-foot table, because you have, it was basically a natural center ball, like up and down between the 8-10.
Yeah.
But he really would prefer to see someone win the rack than him give it away. And it earned him a good shot.
100%. I've had, a few matchups with Mike D, and it's a grind, man. If you win, you have to earn it. He's not selling it out very much.
Yeah. And if he does, it's more often than not, his mistakes are going to be physical, not mental. We all make physical mistakes. None of us are pro players. None of us are playing 10 hours a day. So we're going to cue the ball incorrectly from time to time, or miscue or what have you. But he's not going to make a lot of mental mistakes. Looks like we got someone in the chat rooting for Mr. Jesse Johnson. Oh, wow.
Disaster for that rack for Mike. He put a lot of spin on it to come 3 rails position, but it ended up clipping off the 10. He wanted to miss that 10 ball. He would have been fine.
That was a pretty brutal roll.
He would have been fine. If he misses the 10, he's perfect on the 9. But
it was an interesting shot selection as well, because I don't know if you saw the beginning of that cue ball route. It was very close to the top right corner for a scratch. So obviously he knows his lines and stuff, but it was just ended up being a very risky shot.
Yeah, and it cost him the rack at the end of the day. But a 2-0 lead is no big deal.
Not with winner break at this level, absolutely. We have a Murder Queen in the chat, says nice out, Jet rack. And now he is up 2-0 and breaking. And that, I will say, and it matters a little bit less in 10 ball than it does, say, 9 ball with a template rack. Winner break with 9 ball and someone who knows how to play is very treacherous to be down, because they're going to make that wing ball every time, and they're either going to run out or they're going to play safe, and you're almost never in control. 10 ball seems to be a little bit more of a neutralizer, but at this level, I expect these guys to be making balls more often than not. Oh, 3 ball rattles. And just like that, I gave him the commentator's curse.
Well, that's the way to break dry. If you're going to break dry, that's the way to do it right there.
Yeah. Wow. So normally, obviously, when you push out, it's giving you like some 3-1 disadvantage or some sort of statistic like that. And there's sometimes, I'm sure you've come across it yourself, where you almost have to kick because the whatever ball, whether it be the 1 ball or the 2 balls, in a position where it's like almost impossible to miss from anywhere. So you can't really push out, or a situation where a push out anywhere is going to put you right back in a harder spot because they're going to D you up even worse. So kicking is good. But with the 8-9 as it is, and the 2 didn't have an super easy pocket, and the 4 is kind of funny, I don't think I would have kicked at that.
Yeah, and if you can always push out and tie up a couple of balls. Well, like Jesse just did there without the push out. But you can always tie up some stuff and try to cluster some stuff up and leave the open shot on the one and just let them try to force something, which is what you'll see Mike do a lot. He wants his opponent to be forced into doing something difficult, and he'll just be there. He'll be there to clean up the mess afterwards.
So I would imagine he's probably going to try to shoot this 2 and bring the cue ball between the 5-7 and between the 6 and the side pocket to get on the short side of the 4 to play some sort of defense. Oh, that's another way of getting down there. He's just looking for some sort of way to play a defense. Stop shot. Might be a little bit too thin here, so he might have to just play it off of the long rail and try to come back behind the 10 again. Yeah,
this is more touchy having this angle. He would have much preferred been a little fuller on the 4 ball.
Great shot.
You got to hit it really good.
That's an important shot to watch. I actually really enjoyed watching that too, because the way I probably would have tried to shoot it initially was just to thin the 4, but you risk making it at that angle. And it's also harder to get the cue ball behind the 10. So he pulled a very nice veteran move there and played it off the 6 to gain himself some more angle.
Yeah, he knew exactly where the 4 ball was going and exactly where the cue ball was going.
Oh, and it gained him ball in hand and broke everything up.
He's got a reward, ball in hand, everything out. Wow.
He might take the 410 here.
Really?
I know as a 650 you're not supposed to, but that just...
I don't think so. I mean, I think you have to look at it, but I don't think so. I don't think that's the correct move here. I think the correct move is the run out, because everything lays really nicely.
He's got to be at least 90%, 94% on this out. So I don't know. Like I said, he looked at it long enough because the 4 got into a really nice spot, and I think had he had a little bit more room away from the 5, I think he might have tried it.
Yeah, I did like how he looked at it though, and just kind of set the cue ball there just to see how it feels. Sometimes you just have to know what decision is the right decision. You have to set it down and get a feel for it.
I've actually seen a couple times, so I typically try not to ever play for the cheese unless it's like I don't have any other choice, or it's just like it's impossible not to take because it's so easy. And I've actually noticed from watching back on other matches and things that there's been times where I have missed like chances at early wins on a rack that was not runnable because I'm so used to never looking for it that I just didn't even see that it was an option.
So you typically play no early 10?
I mean, I will, if I'm gambling, I'd prefer that, but I don't really demand it. I just typically, like I try to run out if possible, because I like from an early stage, I decided that was probably going to be best, or helping myself is practicing getting out instead of taking early combos and such. And so, I said, I've been playing Scotch, and Martine and I play a lot of Scotch together, and we typically play no communication. And so, like, he'll come back afterwards and be like, why didn't you take that? It was wired up here if you just kicked at that ball, or if you just played that combo. And I'm like, I was looking at the breakout. Like, I never even thought to look for that. And he's like, yeah, I thought you saw it. It just happens so often where I miss it.
Well, we're up to 25 viewers now. Hit us up in the chat. Let us know you're there. Where are you guys watching from? Who are you rooting for? And anybody have any predictions in this match? Jesse, the Fargo underdog, but, sitting with the lead, 2-1. What do you think, Dylan? Do you have a prediction so far? What's the outcome of this match?
Man, I think that if you had, you were forcing me and I didn't have any other option than to give an answer, because I really like both these guys. I think they're both super nice. They're both great players, and
I'm not saying who you like the most. I'm saying
I know. I just I don't want to step on any toes if anybody watches this back, but I would like to see Jesse win just because I'm a big underdog guy. Like if I don't have a dog in the fight, I like to see the underdog. But I really think that this game favors Michael because it's a more tactile game than 9-ball, and he's gonna grind it out like you said earlier. He's gonna make Jesse earn every game, and I think if I had to pick, I'd say probably D.
So is he calling the 10 here? I think he called the 10-ball.
Yeah, he's playing a two-way.
Look at this. Look at
that.
that.
Oh, he caught the nipple though. That's that's an unfortunate roll. He played a really good shot there.
What a creative shot, right? I mean, you know it's a tough table, and so you got a chance at playing both the safety. If it didn't hit the nipple there of the side pocket, he gets the safety, right?
Yep, and a chance at winning the rack, which I think you like to call safe with cheese.
That's right.
Or defense with cheese.
Yeah, safety with cheese, right? You go through the drive-through and you order your safety with cheese and supersize it, right?
Yeah. So,
but you play the safety first, right? And then the cheese secondary.
I actually had a shot like that yesterday in a tournament, playing a very, very, very good local player, and I was playing the safe, and then I realized that I might have a chance at the carom on the 9, and ended up not getting safe.
All right, we're gonna spot that 10.
Oof! I ended up not getting safe because I played a little bit more for the win than I did the full safe, and so sometimes you got to decide. Like you said, you got to get the safe, and then if it just so happens that you get the win, then so be it. But don't try for it.
Always, if you're playing a two-way shot on the money ball and a safety, you play 100% safety, and the money ball, you call it right, just in case.
Oh, what a shot! I bet you he called that.
Did he call that?
Oh, maybe he called the corner.
No, he didn't. Oh, he did not call it. Oh, brutal. It would have been really sweet because that would have been a possibility to call, but I think the corner was bigger in that scenario, which is why he called the corner.
Yeah, I think Mike's probably likely to play a little touchy safe here get on the other side of the 7, play the 5 to the short rail and the cue ball to the long rail. It's really touchy, but he doesn't. From what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like he has much else unless he has the whole 5.
I think you're right. He had a piece of the pocket, and so Mike now giving up option.
Well, it turned out okay. That's a long combo with a bit of angle, so.
Yeah, but he's not giving it back. That's for sure.
No. Jesse's probably a favorite to make this, but if I'm Vegas, I don't know that I'm giving much more than favorite.
Yeah.
This is tough.
I wouldn't bet on it. I would probably put a couple bucks against it just because of the distance.
Exactly. And the angle too, and trying to control the 6. He's gonna go for the 2-way here and try to play a cross bank safe. Maybe get underneath the 7. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, that was really good. Well played. So talking about smart plays there.
I'll tell you what. I think I give Mike D better odds on this kick to make than I would have given on that 6-9 combo from that distance.
I would bet against him. Good thing there wasn't more time. I would have lost a few bucks.
Man, he can kick, man, and that was sitting pretty nice.
That was a sweet shot. Kicks it right in and gets back down for something on the 7. What, maybe a safety opportunity here? I don't know if he can hide this behind the 10 or not from this position.
This is a really tough shot because you have to be behind the 10 with the cue ball, and I think I think he's going to be forced to go to the long rail. He might try to play the 7 up to the short rail. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because the other way, nothing hits a rail, right?
Exactly, because if he plays like the safety where you play the cue ball off that long rail and try to get behind the 10 like he just where he is, you're likely to sell out if you don't completely hook him on that 10 ball.
I tell you, Dylan, the viewers are getting a treat in this because we're seeing an exhibition of great safety play back and forth.
Yeah. Well, although albeit a good kick, I think that Mike is likely to be out here.
Well, like you said, he's favored to win those strategic safety games, right? The cat and mouse games, he's favored to win, and he has put himself in a position now to win this rack.
Yep, he just basically gonna have to do the exact same shot that he just did. He's looking to back cut this. Maybe this isn't as quite as severe as I thought.
No, I kind of like the same shot. I kind of like coming off of this and trying to catch this rail here and bring the cue ball
I
back.
do too. It's easier to control a cue ball, but like I said, maybe it's not as thin as we think. Yeah, look at that. He overcut it and held it that much.
Yeah. Okay.
Commentators curse again. I got Jesse on the break and I got Mike D on the out. I think I'm going to stop predicting whether or not someone's going to run out.
Yeah, you never know in these things. It only takes one little mistake,
Oh, he hit that really good. Now he can use the rail when he comes down, so he doesn't have to stroke it. As it kind of helps you a little bit to draw instead of having to do just straight draw. He's going to use bottom left and come off the long rail. Oh, wow. He used no. Wow.
I think he just hit that too thin, actually.
Yeah, I think it looked like he should have been able to just, smooth that in with bottom left, and the left would kind of bring it down the rail. But
So you would have gone here on the cue
yeah,
ball?
with more left than like it's kind of hard to explain, but you have to really like get through the cue ball a lot. So obviously you have to draw, but you're using the left English will actually take it back down table more so than the draw would. It's a shot that I watched. I saw Jason Shaw do one time, and I was like, how did he do that? It looked like he had way too much angle to come straight back down like that, and the commentators were talking about it. It's a really neat shot, actually.
So Jesse taking a 3-1 lead. You still favoring Mike D to win this?
I'm going to stick with my prediction because you mentioned earlier when it was 2-0 that 2 games is not really much of an advantage, and it's still really early in this set.
All right. At what lead would you say the favorite swings to Jesse? Would you say 4-1, 5-1, or
I think 4-1 obviously starts to be a little bit more favored to Jesse, but I still think that that's too early in the match for a 32-point Fargo difference that I think Mike can definitely make that up. I would probably start feeling more uncomfortable at like 9, or like obviously if he had like 7-5 or 8-6, because then he's already pretty much at the number that I predicted. But for Mike to flat out lose, taking away my consideration of the score, I think he'd have to be up like 9-7 for me to start to be a little bit nervous about that.
Yeah. So a good opportunity for a run going here. So he's pocketed the 2 ball, got decent shape on the 1, and I believe he can get around maybe for the 3 ball in the side pocket next. He's got to maneuver through traffic, though. This is not easy to do. And then the 4 ball is, you've got to be on that side of the table for the 4 ball. So
yeah,
a lot of work still to do.
Right through here.
That's what I was thinking too. I was looking at your path too.
I'm gonna remove that because that did not work.
Yeah, no, he
hit a little thin, I think, and then came into the 6 ball. But I think it was fairly natural for just like a little bit of right English to come through the 6-7 and just like play for that first diamond. Now Mike's got a good opportunity. Yeah, he's very happy to be at the table right now, down 3-1 with ball in hand. It was an unfortunate roll for Jesse. Maybe shot it a little bit less convincingly than he would have liked. Obviously didn't get a good roll off that 6 ball, but Mike D is ecstatic right now to be at this table.
Yeah, he gave that a little extra using the extra rail, which was risky because of that side pocket being there on that last shot. But he wanted to get really good on the 6. I understand why.
So this shot right here is the exact shot I was talking about on the 9 ball. He's going to play to get the 7 in the side. See how he used a lot of right English?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the exact shot I was talking about on the 9 that I thought Jesse was going to do. It really keeps it tight to that rail for longer than if you just were to use straight bottom. And we'll see him come up and down here probably. Try to get the cue ball back to where it is right now.
Yeah, just put a little bit of draw, and then cue ball naturally has the side spin on it from hitting the 8 in that angle, and it just comes perfect for the 9.
That was a great shot.
Yeah. Yeah, those are easy because it's natural. The cut angle puts the spin on the cue ball for you, right?
All right. No comment. Didn't say anything, so we avoided the commentator's curse. Mike D got out, and now we have 2-3 with him breaking.
Do you know how many missed shots I've been blamed for because of commentator cursing? I mean,
Oh my goodness.
it's got to be in the thousands now. I mean,
That's
I've been
just
doing this for 3 years almost, and yeah, it's
that's comical. Well, I can assure you of one thing, Patrick. If you ever commentate on a match that I play, you will never be blamed for my miss. I have plenty enough to blame on myself, that's for sure. I'm not superstitious whatsoever.
yeah. People don't really blame me, but they just joke.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I know a few people out there that I think that might truly believe that. There's some very superstitious people out there.
Yeah, well, they're not going to be winning any tournaments if they're superstitious.
Hey, I don't know, man. There's been some professional athletes like Patrick Mahomes wears the same underwear on every game day. Like, there's a lot of superstitious people that are pretty good at things.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
I got what I knew what you meant, but do we have another dry break here?
Yeah, he's trying to figure out the break, and he's not really having a lot of success so far.
Yeah, Jesse's had 2 dry breaks as well.
Okay. And Jesse's last break was good. But this one from Mike, again, coming up dry.
Nice little stun shot here. Yep.
Where's your path to the 3-ball?
I think he can get enough going forward with top right to just allow the right spin to hit that rail and come around. So, like, basically you're coming right here, and the right is going to widen it out over here.
Okay.
That's what I would try. But he also really likes to draw the ball from what I've ever seen. So, yeah. Oh, the 3 goes by that. If the 3 goes by there, then that's, which it appears it does. That was definitely the right shot.
Yeah, well controlled too. And he kind of loosened up the 5 a little bit more. That was helpful.
Yeah, you'll see what you'll probably notice just watching this stream is Jesse definitely prefers to use bottom, and Mike DEITCHMAN definitely prefers to use follow, from what I've noticed.
He ran that cue ball a little far here, so he's not going to be able to. Well, what can he do? Yeah, come into the 10. Yeah, to get around it was tough.
I think he probably banks the 5 here. You have a lot of cover if you miss the 7 and the 10, depending if you miss narrow or wide. I definitely like playing a safe here, but if you have a natural 2-way built in, he's going to go safe. Try to get on the middle diamond up top. It's a good shot.
And just to mention, Mike D, one of our EvoSports sponsored players.
Oh, nice.
We're getting him a jersey here pretty soon, so he'll have an EvoSports Mike D jersey. But jumping on board, I know we're one of like 25 different sponsors that have a patch on Mike D's jersey, but he's a good guy, and that's why a lot of the sponsors, a lot of the companies love to sponsor him. So
that was a great shot there, the kick shot. I'm not sure if I know you were talking there, but I'm pretty sure he was playing a 2-way. Like, he called the 5 and thought he could make it, but he was also trying to play a stick behind that 7.
And then a draw shot attempt from Jesse. Rattle in the pocket. So
there's not a real easy route to the 6 here from if I had to guess, I'd say he might play with some inside in English and stay above the side pockets and kind of try to come like right into this area here, maybe, just because Mike likes to play percentages, and that's a pretty big window. I'm gonna leave it there and see if he goes to that area.
Yeah, I noticed your pen color. You got pea green soup there, split pea soup color.
Yeah, so he ran right through it. He just decided to get a little bit better, but
yeah, your circle wasn't good enough for him.
Yeah, I know, huh? I honestly, I have not messed around with my color at all. I completely, I've not drawn too many times yet, so.
Yeah, you get a random color, but nice shot there from Mike, and now he's really home free. A little distance here, but very straight, which is what he wanted, because that's all it takes. 8's a hanger, 9's going to be easy, and
Stun follow. Wow. See, that's one of those shots right there that separates some of this, like the 650 level players like him and some of the lower players. Is some people might try to slow roll that, or maybe they would just do a stop shot and take the thin cut on the 8, and he just trusted his ability and trusted his tip placement and fire that in with some follow to give himself a nice shot on the 8.
Did he get too much of an angle here?
Yeah, he's probably going to go up and down one rail.
Yeah.
Great shot.
No problem.
Good touch. Starting to feel quite a bit better about my 11-8 prediction now.
Yeah, and a lot of players right there in that situation would have been a little frustrated that they went too far with the cue ball and, kind of taken that as like a mistake, but he just said, no, it's fine. Just use the extra rail. It's more than one way to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good job keeping focused and staying on it, and 3-3 tie now. But yeah, and this match is happening at Legends in Beaverton, Oregon. So if you guys are in the area, get on down to Legends. Table 21 has EvoSports. We had a match yesterday that was a couple of 450 Fargo players that were playing for 2,000 in the middle. Who is it again? Rashawn, help me out, Dylan.
Yep, Rashawn Hall versus Rizaldi Garcia.
Right, and Rashawn won. That was a great match. I mean, it took him 5 hours or so to complete a race to 21 for 2,000 in the middle. But you don't have to play for 2,000. You don't have to play for $50. You can just play for anything. You play for fun. But get your game on the live stream. It's a lot of fun down there. Maybe you can get some commentators come in. Try to hook you up with commentators if you let us know in advance. Okay, so another dry break.
Yeah, I think I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure we've only seen one break, and that was Jesse's. That anybody made a ball. I believe he made the 2 ball. The back balls behind the 1 are not tracking anywhere close to those side pockets. I don't know if it's just like maybe it's too warm in there or how the table's breaking, but wow, that's a really good shot.
Well, wow.
He stunned over to the short rail and out. The speed control on that was immaculate. That was an amazing shot by Jesse.
That was a great save, and this is what we call dollar no hit. Dollar is where you always say, I'll bet you $1 he doesn't get a hit.
Yep.
It's like, I mean, how do you get to this ball?
He's going to tie something up, I'd guess.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you have to tie something up here.
Only because it's so close to the 3. Like, if he could get just before this side pocket, like here with a bunch of running English, he could get 2 rails underneath it, but he cannot get to the spot on the rail. So
hear me out. I got it. Here's the shot he's going to take. He's going to hit this 4 ball right here, intentionally scratch, bring the 4 ball off the rail up into nice and tight into this cluster. You like it?
Because I love the idea.
You're giving up ball in hand no matter what.
I'm probably the worst shooter on this planet when it comes to jacking up over a ball. So even something like that, I probably would find a way to mess up. I'd probably leave a 3-10 combo or something.
What is he doing? He's got the bridge out. What is he doing?
I think he's doing what you just said. He's going to try to find a way to tie that 4 ball up.
Why not go the other way at it, though, and intentionally scratch? Yeah, see, I
don't like that.
Yeah, see, I mean, why not hit it the other way? If you're already shooting over the top of the ball anyway, hit it the other way so it comes right up off the rail and comes into the 310. You're going to scratch automatically. You already know that, but right, who cares? You're giving up ball in hands. It doesn't matter.
Or if you're going to do it like that, maybe hit it harder and try to get the 4 down here on this near this rail. Because right now where it's at, I mean, Jesse's going to probably be a favorite to get decent on that 3 ball with the middle of the table being wide open, and the 3 to the 4 is not that tough anymore.
Yeah.
Although he was trying to draw that to give him a little bit more angle, and now he's going to be coming in near the 8 ball, the 6 and the 8 ball. It's funny with ball in hand, I swear most players play worse position with ball in hand than they do without ball in hand.
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
See, that's what I was talking about, because he didn't get enough draw on that 1 ball. So he left himself a little flatter than you would like. Do you think this 8 ball goes?
I'm going to say no. I think it goes in the side, but I don't think it goes in the corner. but it could. It's possible, I'll say, but I don't think it does.
Oh, he hit.
He might break it out here,
I was
actually.
gonna say, I'm not sure if he hit that light unintentionally or if he was purposely going to give himself angle for the breakout.
I thought he was going to play that in the side and come in for this breakout. So you just loosen everything up, and you know you're guaranteed the 5-ball next. But yeah, he went for the corner. Maybe the 8's not as big of a problem.
And see, this 8-ball is not going to be that big of an issue for Mike, because he's going to play to get position for the corner, and if he doesn't get well enough, he's just going to nestle the cue ball right up on the 9. I'd be surprised if he tried to play shape for the 8 in the side. Oh, he might build it. He's probably going to stun over into him right now. What do you think about trying to...
Sorry, you cut out there. What did you say, Dylan?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was just about to see if you could hear me or not. Yeah, I was just curious if you would have tried to stun over into or draw over into that 8-9, or if you would leave it alone.
It depends. I mean, it all depends on if it plays. If it plays as is, I leave it alone. But I think I would have tried to. Well, no, I don't think I would have tried to stun into it there, because you probably are not going to get good on the 7.
Right. I was wrong. He did play for the 8 in the side, and he got really good on it.
Yeah.
Not quite enough to be able to play with inside and shoot the 9 in the lower corner, I don't think, but he is aiming like that. Oh, no. Just one rail around.
9 in the same pocket. And Mike D doing Mike D things.
Nice shot there.
Good out. Yep, good out. Considering where he was on that defensive shot from Jesse, that was really the shot of the match when it comes to defensive. That was incredible. And,
and still found a way to get this rack.
Yeah, and Mike unable to tie up balls on his intentional fouled shot, and still finds a way to win the rack. Unforced error from Jesse on that 4-ball. But like you said, I think it kind of started with that ball in hand originally. That first position from Jesse kind of led down that path to, having to make something happen.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Because if he got, let's say, even an inch or two of draw on the 1 ball, he all of a sudden doesn't contact the 8. He's no longer thinking about the 8 potentially being a little funny. He's a little bit straighter on the 3 ball, which means he can just pull back a little bit for the 4. Everything changed by like 1 or 2 inches on the first shot.
There's getting dialed in.
There's the break.
Speed. Yeah, you saw the speed of that. He changed the speed of that break, because when you're racking with a template 10 ball, it's those balls behind the head ball on a center ball break, and he's breaking dead center. They typically track to the side pockets, and it's just a matter of getting that correct speed dialed in.
That's a good shot there too. He can get off the rail just a little bit like he did. Should be able to draw back to the long rail to give himself the 3 ball, or he's going to go float right through this gap. Watch how good this is.
Oh, that is so risky, but he got there kind of. I mean, I think he's got the ball, but now the position on the 4 is going to be tougher because he's going to be coming into the 10.
Yeah, you definitely you would like to play this kind of shot with inside English and try to just avoid the 10 entirely over the 9.
I don't think that's possible. Yeah, I don't think it's possible to avoid the 10. He had to play that off the 10. Great shot.
Take your medicine.
And a chance for the break and run. I believe this would be the first break and run of the set if he completes the out here, but he's gotten through the more difficult stuff.
This shot right here is no gimme. This is he made it look really easy, but it was not that easy. When you're like near the rail, you have a little bit of angle and it's taking you to the opposite rail. You got to come back out to the middle of the table. I've seen that shot overcut many times.
and he came back out too far now. So
Yeah.
this is touchy too,
Yeah.
because he wants to be down on the other side of the 6, but now it's really hard to get there because of the angle he put himself on this 5 ball, and now he's got to pause and think how he wants to play this.
Are you going to try to play this in the side pocket, or I think I would probably try to play this with draw and come around.
Yeah, see, you're really stroking it hard there, but I agree. That's the shot, right? Is
I guess it
hit
actually
it,
might be a little bit more stun to avoid the 8, just a little bit of draw maybe.
yeah, hit this with draw and come around the 8
Yes.
down
I
into
like that
this
shot.
area.
Let your stroke out a little bit. Don't try to do it like you're not holding anything. He's shot it a million times in his life.
And you have a huge landing area. If you're coming down this line, you have a massive area where you're good.
Yeah,
right?
the only place you can't be really is this bottom right corner pocket or right behind the 10.
Yeah, so if you focus on making the shot, not much bad can happen unless you come into the 8. Right?
Yeah.
If you
But
miss
even
the
then,
8,
I would favor him to cut this 6 in probably with where the 10 is because he won't have to worry about scratching.
True. Yeah, that's a good
Well,
point.
he's going for the side.
Is he? Okay, maybe there's more room than we think there. It looked like the 6 is blocking, or he's calling the combo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this isn't good. Not good. He knows it.
Combos into the side pocket are, I swear, my biggest nightmare because it almost always ends up on a rail like that.
Well, and especially the angle that combo was at, it was almost a guarantee that the 5 goes towards the rail right there.
Yeah. I really would have loved to see him stroke that.
I know. I think
just because I wanted to see it, just from a fan standpoint.
Exactly. It's like you want to see the home run. We don't want to see the bunts and the.
Yeah.
There we go. Speaking of home runs, we got to see one right there with a big time combo on the 10. That was not easy, man, because that 5 was on the rail and the 10 was out off the rail a little bit. So like he literally had to hit that 5 off the rail into the 10, and it went dead into the pocket.
Yeah. See, that's why he played the combo. He knew that he can make that shot. I can't make that shot.
That was impressive. It wasn't the way he wanted to end the rack, but it was impressive finish. Positional error, and then a fantastic combo making up for it. So, that's the thing too. When you're a higher rated player, you can have positional errors and then get right back into it or make a game-winning shot the next shot,
Yes.
Sean Self in the chat says Mike adapts well. He likes that he adjusted his break. And so speaking of adjusting the break, did not get the intentional shot that he wanted, ball that he wanted, but he got a consolation ball, we'll call it.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that I noticed as I started to get a little bit better, not anywhere near these guys, but it's not necessarily the routine shots or anything like that make like the difference between the 550s and the 650s. It's everybody gets out of line, as we've seen here. It's the ability to get back in line with some of the tough shots and not just make the shot, but make the shot and get back in line is where a lot of these guys really show.
I was listening to, I can't remember who it was, but a pro was talking about that, about getting out of line and then getting back in line. And a lot of players believe that they need to do it in one shot for whatever reason. And sometimes you manufacture it over the course of 2 or 3 or 4 shots, right? You manufacture getting back in line later. You don't have to do it right away. And a lot of us as pool players, we feel like we got out of line, we got to get right back in line immediately. And sometimes you can manufacture it through spreading it out, and that works out better.
Yeah, another thing too is like almost right in that same little category as I remember listening to Jesse John one time when he was commentating, and I don't know who was playing, but they had a really thin cut, like the ball was down near one of, like, let's say it was near the head rail here, and you had a pretty thin cut on it. And a lot of players, when you're lower, you think you have to get in line, kind of like you just said. Instead of trying to get back in line after the next shot, they think they have to do it there, and so we'll take on that cut with spin, and if that increases the level of difficulty on that shot so much, and you'll often miss and stall out the whole rack. And it's like, just shoot that ball with center ball, or manage it in, and then try to get on the next ball, try to recover. And that's something that I try to focus on is, if you have a really, really tough shot, don't make it tougher than it is. Just live to see another day.
Yep. And that last rack was a break and run from Mike, and he has another opportunity to break and run this rack but he's got to figure out this shot. He came up a little short on this because he checked it up with inside and it just killed the cue ball. He wanted to have that cue ball maybe about here, right? To where he has a real easy transition from the 2 to the 3. But if he can figure this out, he might have a 2-pack here.
Yeah. This shot here is nightmarish for pool players because do you roll forward and take the cut on the 3, but then you're risking scratching the side? Do you try to stun kind of off the 10? Do you draw off the 10 for the 3 in the side? It's just, man, a lot of bad can happen.
And bad did happen. He tried to use the 10 to come off of it, missed the shot, and I don't know, maybe if he makes it, I think he's intending to have his cue ball come out to this area. That was just really difficult, just by not hitting that one ball hard enough with the inside and underestimating the amount that it's going to slow on the check spin off the bottom rail. That caused him to have to force that.
I don't think does this 3 go by the 5? I don't think it does, and his body language is confirming that. I think he was trying to slow roll for the 3 in the bottom corner.
It does not go.
Maybe it does. I don't know what's going on. Oh, he's back cutting this ball.
I think he is.
We're getting ready to see a shot here.
Yep. Cue ball is going to move.
Oh, thick. Oh, and no reward either. He was hoping for a roll there, and quite
we're not playing 9-ball.
I think Mike D will take this option.
Yep. Use the extra rail. You got to avoid the 9 there. He's okay, though.
Yeah, he's seen this shot a million times.
Yeah, this is where you just
although I will say it's kind of on that border of where you can't just stun over because of the side pocket. So you almost kind of have to like stun follow this ball. And no, I don't think there's not many people that love that shot. Or you slow roll, which Mike D seems to be a fan of on the smaller tables. Oh, wow. I think I got cut off there again.
No, I was hearing you.
Oh, okay. That was a very impressive shot. He decided to draw into it a little bit to move them both to the rail. That was a very nice shot. And that was perfect speed there.
No kidding.
If I could have that for all the 10 balls in my pool career, I'd be a very happy man.
Yeah, and a very rich man, too, because you'd be winning a lot of tournaments if you could have a 10 ball like that every time.
Yeah. Unless it was 8 ball, then I might be in trouble.
Right.
Well, Mike D's got the 3-game separation that I predicted. So now if Jesse wouldn't mind just keeping pace with him from here on out.
Yep, and Jesse has had 1 turn at the table in the last 2 racks. So he's, sitting there getting colder. Mike has won 5 straight racks, and he's starting to heat up. So that's, momentum is everything.
Yeah, and that's kind of why earlier when you asked when Jesse was up 3-1, I just felt like Mike, there was a couple things that had gone awry for him, and maybe a missed ball or two that he is not prone to missing more, mostly. And so I just felt like we were going to see this gear here pretty soon. It's a longer race, so as soon as he settled in, that's where I feel like Jesse would have to worry a little bit.
Yeah, so Mike back to the dry break. Did not time that as perfect as he had previously. And Jesse, see, there we go with being cold. Like I said, when you are playing good and you're keeping your opponent in his chair for long periods of time, that's when you start to see them make mistakes. That's why pool is so streaky, right? Look at this from Mike. Safetying him on top of the 1 ball.
And that's like you said about being streaky and stuff, that's where Fargo comes into play, and that's where I think Fargo does a really good job of accurately assessing ratings. I mean, obviously there's people who are underrated, and if you make a vast improvement and you're already a pretty established player, Fargo's not going to be able to keep up with you or catch up to where you might be playing at super fast. But there's no doubt in my mind that Jesse can keep up with the likes of Mike DEITCHMAN when he's playing his best pool. But Fargo is really a game of a number of averages, and like you said, everyone has off days, but Mike D's going to have less of them, and his going to be probably still a better pool than Jesse's off day, and that's kind of where that 647 versus 615 starts to show.
Agreed. So a great shot from being the cue ball on the rail. He drills the one ball and then just barely misses the bank.
Mike really wanted to kind of start putting that nail in the coffin in this match. He knows he's got a lead. He probably doesn't take that shot on if it's 6-5. Jesse's got an opportunity here that he's got to cash in on.
I agree. It's sort of like a boxer. He's been taking jabs and knocking the guy down a little bit, but he's trying to throw he's throwing some of the uppercuts and the big swings now at him.
Yep. And the jabs are as you can see there on that last shot that Jesse just had, the jabs have him a little bit off of his game because he definitely would like to be a little better on this 3-ball. I think he can make this ball, though. Let's see him come with one here. Great shot.
Yeah, big-time shot right there.
Does the 10 get in the way?
I think so. Yeah,
I think he's got to draw this, shoot this in the side, and try to get to the rail before the 9. I think he has enough with a 4-ball.
Or come into the 9 and pop the 9 out and stop the cue ball where the 9 is.
I don't like this combo.
Is he comboing the 10?
Yeah, he called the combo in the corner.
He's probably playing a safety.
Oh. Did he call the 4 on the side? I just saw him point, and I thought he was pointing at the corner.
Mike is tapping his cue. He called
Great shot then.
Karam shot. Wow.
Well, now the 9 ball is a little bit tied up too, though. So his work's not done.
I saw Mike giving him the courtesy tap of the cue.
Tap on the leg or tap of the cue on the floor.
Right.
Well, that was another good shot, and he's right back in line now.
Good stroke there.
I think he probably plays to the center of the table and tries to come 2 rails underneath the 9.
He's going to draw to the other side.
It's taking him right back to where he's standing now, so he's definitely not going to love the shot on the 9.
I think you can cheat the pocket and get your cue ball around here.
That wouldn't be terrible, but down 6-3, I don't know that I like shooting that from there either.
I don't either. Yeah, it's a good point. What's your other options here, though?
Go forward like that and cheat it and bump it and get good.
Oh, look, he got
bank shot. He did
got into my circle.
He just wanted to make the 9 more desirable. But this is, I think, just a stop shot.
Bank and drills it.
Yeah,
and I saw Mike giving him a little golf clap with his hand there.
Great out. He needed that. Not only for the scoreboard, but for his confidence, because he had missed a couple shots that he might consider routine before that. So that's big on the confidence there. He's gonna be playing better these next couple racks. I assure you that.
I'm looking forward to it. I think this guy's got a lot of really good stuff in his game, and also great for the pool community. Jesse Johnson hosts the PNW Pool Thing. If you go onto YouTube and you just type in PNW Pool Thing, all one word, you'll find his channel. He's done a couple of really good streams, and man, we just saw a great one between Morgan Joe and Javier Valenzuela. Is it? Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Yeah, and what a match that was. It was filled with firepower, and both players right around the 580. Fargo just shot way above that, in my opinion. Really fun to see, but a great production and great commentary. I think Mike D was commentating with Paul Marquez, and was very entertaining to watch. So I'm looking forward to a lot more great things coming out of the Portland area with the PNW pool thing that Jesse's putting on, and I'll be happy to be playing on that next week on Friday.
Is that this coming Friday?
Yeah, this coming Friday the 19th.
Awesome. That'll be super fun to watch. I'm excited for that. You guys are playing. What's the bar box 8-ball? What's the race to?
A race to 13, 400 in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah, enough to make it fun, but not enough to break the bank, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so Jesse with a really good break, but a tough opener on the one. Look at that stroke. Holy smokes. Do you see that shot?
That's
jacked up.
And that's what I was saying earlier about, him, that out was going to make him start free flowing and start shooting a little bit better. Now he's going to need another one now.
Yeah, he's overrolled that 3-ball, but he's going to have to take it to the other pocket now. But man, that stroke on the one, I wish I could. I watched it again on YouTube. I mean, he was jacked up off the rail, just drills it dead center pocket and gets a great lead on the 2.
Is he going to try to go low inside 3 rails here? He tried. Oh my goodness, what a
I tell you,
roll.
Jesse likes to unload on that cue ball.
Yeah. Something tells me he might have a little bit more 9-foot experience.
Yeah, I'm noticing that too, right? It looks like he's got that 9-foot stroke going. But he has a 7-foot diamond, so I don't know. But being that he's from Arizona, I know there's a lot of 9-foot table pool halls in Arizona.
Yeah, I'd guess that maybe the 7-foot was for like a measurement restriction, or like maybe he wanted to have just a bit more room around the table.
Yeah, it's hard to fit a 9-foot table in your house. It's 7-footer can even fit in a dining room. You don't really need a big space for it.
Well, that was a nice little nudge there. He looked like he was about to come underneath the 4 a little bit. But this 5-ball, if he can get up good on it, it leads really well to the only real issue on the table, which is the 6-ball. But something tells me he might just elect to shoot it in the corner and stop shot it. Yep. He's not scared of that 6-ball.
God, that is so perfect, though. The line and the speed and everything was just so perfect, because now he's great on the 5. He can get exactly where he wants on the 6.
Yeah, I think he's actually got a little bit of angle taking the 6, so he can actually get an even better look at the 6 here just by stunning over a little bit. Yep. Great shot. He's feeling good right now.
It was absolutely perfect. It's so much easier to play It's so much easier to play when you've taken, 80% of the shots and had 80% of the table time, and you're enjoying a 3-game lead. The game gets so much easier.
Yeah. He got perfect on it too. He got perfect on it, just a little bit below, so the 10's not in the way. He can come up close to the 9. He can do whatever he wants here. He can get to the rail and play in the corner and draw back. He can come off the rail and play it on the side.
Yeah, I think he's going to slow roll, my opinion here. Yeah, and just play the 9 in the side pocket.
A little more angle than I thought.
Yeah, play the 9 in the side. And that gets you right down to the 10.
A veteran, you'll see him come to this other long rail. Yeah, that way he doesn't float in and scratch. That was a great shot. That's experience right there, that 9-ball shot. Yeah. A lot of people just try to float on over and get underneath the 10 or scratch in the corner, and he picked his tangent line and said, I'm going to get to this other long rail to assure myself that I don't get funny or scratch on this ball. That was a great shot.
Yeah, he's controlling the cue ball really well, and that's making it look easy.
Yeah, it's almost like he's like playing it like a home turf or a sponsored player there.
Well, he is.
Yeah, I know. It's being a little. You see the shirt currently right in the camera view. Yeah, he's
right.
Obviously, his home table. I'm sure he doesn't play it at Legends, every day, but he's definitely played there enough to know, the environment and the way the tables play. It's pretty hot in there right now. I can tell you from my match last week, that it
Yeah.
gets pretty warm in there. It's hard to insulate that big area, hard to cool
Yeah.
that big area. But
They got the big fans in there, but it still can get a little.
oh, no, nothing again.
Oh, but Cluster City over here and absolutely nothing. So we're seeing a guaranteed push out. Now, I'm trying to think of what I'm doing here for the push out, right? It's automatic I'm pushing out, right? So what am I going to do? You could leave a jump shot, go into the 7 to stop the cue ball from at the 7 and have a jump shot opportunity at the 1 if he passes it up. But it's not, you're going to get that back and you're probably not going to like it. Yes, that's what he's kind of doing here. He's going to get it back.
I really don't like pushing to the jump shot, just because he may be pretty good with that thing, but anytime you go to the jump shot, there's a reason the pros pass it back almost 99% of the time, because anytime you go to the air, anything can happen. And this 2-ball is not. Yeah, he's going to kick at this. He was pushing to a kick.
Yeah, I don't think he's planning on pocketing the ball. I think he's going to try to kick safe here.
Yeah, I think I like tying something up more than what he. I would have probably banked the 7 up to near the 6 ball if I was going to push.
Yeah, well, like you said, when you push out, you're like a 3-1, underdog for having the advantage, right?
But that's why I think you got to tie something up, because right now what you did is you push to a shot that you're likely going to get back. Like Mike's probably not going to take on a kick shot and hope for a good roll. And now you just left an open table for a guy who's been on fire.
It's not necessarily open, though, because of the 2-ball.
I thought it went in the side, though, if he rolled forward, but obviously it didn't. But I'm going to tell you right now, Jesse's probably not going to like his next shot at the table.
I think you're right, but how do you get the 2-ball past the 4? I'm trying to figure this out.
I think he might be able to thin the 2-ball and get.
He's calling the 10-ball.
He's playing safe. He's going to thin the 2-ball.
Okay, he did call the 10.
Shot.
That was a heck of a shot. He called the 10 just in case it glances off the 4 and does something crazy, right? Just in case. But I think actually Jesse's got the window here.
Shape is not going to be all that easy, but
what good fortune though for Jesse to catch that little window right there. I mean, that 2-ball had to stop just perfect for him to have that.
Yeah, this is tough here. This is a shot like if you draw, you're running in the 8, and you could get blocked by the 8. You almost have to like slide stun over in between the 8-10 and then back out. But man, that's not an easy shot. Wow, he trusted his line and hit that shot really well. The 4 did not really end up in a good spot though. Wow. Come off that rail. Come off that rail. What a shot.
This guy can stroke the ball.
I told you he likes his draw. And he has got a nice stroke on. The first time I ever saw him was at the weekly Friday tournament at Legends. I'd never seen him before, and I was like, man, this guy can shoot really well. And so we ended up playing each other, and I asked him, he's like, oh yeah, I'm from Arizona. I used to play out of Sam's in Portland a lot, but every now and then I'm in town. Really nice guy. But yeah, he's got one of those strokes where only by watching a few times, he's in the 6s for sure. Look at this shot.
Oh, that was sweet. How good did he hit that?
Even just the creativity of playing that line, though, like he's starting to feel pretty good here.
Yeah, I like his odds.
Short side of the 8-ball here. Just float on right past the 9. Just make sure you do not dump it in the side pocket. Anything else, and you got a fighter's chance.
Now, we haven't seen a player break yet, have we?
I don't think so.
These two, and I'm assuming so. We're about an hour and a half in.
Oh, he decided to go above it.
Okay, so bank time. He's just take your medicine, fire it in, fire in the
Man,
hole.
he must play some bank tournaments because that's the second one now that he's had to get out, and that was a good
Yeah,
shot.
that was harder than the other one, but this one he's got to.
He's gonna draw underneath the side or above it technically. Oh, he decided to stun below it. Oof, he decelerated a little bit.
Yeah, hit it too full, just trying to hold that
I
cue
like.
ball.
Yeah, I think I like. It looked like it actually had a little bit more natural. If he made it, he would have come above the side easily, or below the side. Now Mike's. This is one of those situations where he didn't expect to be back at the table, and he's going to do whatever he can to make sure he capitalizes.
Yep, this is a golden opportunity, but you can see it as free money really because you didn't expect to be here. So it's all bonus. Be just grateful for whatever you get and make the most of it, and he does.
Just perfect.
Love it.
Mike might actually end up rewatching this video and feeling a little bit disrespected on my prediction. Sorry, Big Mike.
Yeah, that was well struck for 3-rail shape and just perfect on the 10. Mike DEITCHMAN. But you know what? Jesse is really putting up a fight, though. He's not going down. He's made some errors there, but that have been costly. But he's shown that he's got the skills to get it done. You just got to string them together a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's getting to that time. He's gonna have to start. He's had a few opportunities that I'm sure he thinks that he let go, and Mike's just too solid of a player. Been there, done that too many times. You're not going to get many of those back.
Yeah, I think this is when I would have called a player break if I was Jesse after losing that rack.
We're in Mayday trouble right now. Yeah, I agree. That's something that I never do, and I've seen from like pros or what have you. They'll take the breaks and stuff. It's something that I think that I want to try to maybe incorporate into my matches a little bit more. If someone's just dead heat fire like this, to try to calm them down a little bit with a break.
Yep. But also a chance for you to kind of reset and splash some water in your face and get yourself ready to fight again. Sometimes you just have to take a breather and step away for a few minutes. I think that
I'm trying to decide if I think he can get enough of this one ball to play with like some low left and come just right through here and leave himself the 310 combo and just take all the wind out of the sails. It looks like it's a little bit too thin because he was just sizing up, overcutting the one a little bit to play into the long rail, which then he'd likely run into the 8-ball. I don't think he likes it.
Yeah, so back cut on the 1. It does look hard to avoid the 8-ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why he's taking so long over this shot. I think he might end up playing safe.
Yeah, it was really
a 310 combo ball.
Yeah, and that was a loss of game. You're right. The safety would have been the play there, but that you called it in the beginning. This rack was really what did you call it?
Really important. I don't know the exact word that I used.
When the 10 ball rolled right into the hole, it was sort of like, this is a do or die rack, and it's going to be.
I think that because here's the thing, we've seen already. Mike definitely knows what he's doing. He has no problem taking the safe and playing the percentages. But I'll tell you, when the 10 ball or the money ball, if it's 9 ball, is sitting in the pocket with a potential available early combo, it makes it really tough as a player to try to play safe. You almost try to find any way possible to get on that combo because you feel like, you're like, if I can just get anywhere down here, I know that I can win this game. and all of a sudden you start shrinking the percentages. Like we said, we knew that 8-ball was going to come into play, and he probably did too, but he was just kind of hoping he could avoid it. But yeah, maybe you push there and make the 10, because that was directly after the break. Wow. Well, Jesse had a really good break, and
yeah, it was an unfortunate
cue ball
scratch.
found a pocket right when you think he's just got. Did they update the score? I feel like it's 6-9 right now.
No, I think they updated it because it was.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it
You're
was
right.
4-9.
You're right.
Yeah, and that cue ball got kicked into the corner, so that was really unfortunate luck.
Yeah, he just got a roll with Mike's scratch. Got an opportunity, and then right as he needed to capitalize with it, he could have had a pretty good opportunity to break it around here. And now he's sitting back in his chair and praying.
Yeah, Mike's going to surgically pick apart this pattern here. Staying above the 4. Did a good job
staying above the 4 ball. So the 6 leads easy to the 7. The 7 is not too difficult to get back to the 8. The real shot's the 8 to the 9. That's pretty much it. He's perfect to roll forward or stun over and kind of get just a little bit below the 7, so he's not working with the 10, just like that.
You see how soft he's hitting it too? I mean, Mike is hitting the ball like very soft, very smooth.
He actually just kind of got into a funny spot because now he's forced to draw, which then it's hard to go forward on the 8 and get good on the 9. So he might try to draw off this long rail to the middle of the table.
Yeah, I like drawing it back like this so you get a nice little angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
I think you got to play this with a little bit of inside he can draw it, it looks like. We'll see. It helps when you get
barely.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. How he I feel like he got a little bit out of line on the 6, even the 7 to the 8 was still just a little bit. He played it about as good as he could, but
with that 8-ball, he might have rushed the decision a little bit on playing bottom versus top. He didn't take a whole lot of extra time to really kind of figure it out, but man, does he do a great job of working himself out of trouble, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing on a bar box. Like, this guy is, he's pocketed every shot we've ever seen, 10,000 times or more. So there's not a shot that he's afraid of on this table. And there he goes on the hill.
On the hill already.
Man, considering he was down 3-1, this is a surprise. This is a surprising lead. He's playing really strong. He caught a gear, and Jesse's had some untimely misses, and also a couple unfortunate kicks for scratches. And Mike has just taken every one of those opportunities and run with it.
Absolutely. That's every mistake that Jesse's made, it seems like, has resulted in a loss. There's been very few of the racks where he's had errors and still won. Yeah.
This is one of those matches where when you're the player who loses, it's a little tougher to swallow, because although Mike did play very well, Jesse definitely did have some opportunities that he'd like back. It's a little bit easier to walk away when the player just didn't do anything wrong. But
look at that break. Stops the cue ball in the center of the table, pockets the ball behind the 1, but no look at the 1. It was a well executed break. I mean, perfect cue ball. That's what your goal is to have the cue ball in the center of the table, because you have the highest probability of having a shot.
Yeah. So what are you doing here when he's likely to push? What do you like here?
I might just push the 6 into the 4.
That was my first inclination as well. Just like push it a little bit closer. Oh, he's going to try to make the 2 maybe? Oh,
no, he's going to. That wouldn't have been bad, actually, to make the 2 and then have him fire long distance at the 1 with really making it difficult to have shape. This shot, right, he's has a high percentage of having a shot on the 2 ball afterwards.
Yeah, but at least then you're forcing him to come with 2 long shots back to back, because the 3's on the opposite side of the table.
True.
I think he plays defense here because that side pocket was looming large. Oh, just another not great roll for Jesse there. That was the right shot.
I'm going to enjoy this one if he can execute this well, because these are the hardest shots in pool. You think, oh, it's easy, you know, it's a hanger, but you're shooting over the top of a ball, and
It looks
you
pretty
can't,
deep.
it's pretty deep
Oh,
in the
he gave
pocket.
it back. That's how deep it
Uh,
is.
that's how deep it is. I was like,
He
we're
goes
gonna
rail
see
first
something
here.
here. Let's see his draw. He's drawing, jacked up.
Really? No, yeah,
He
you
did
gotta
go
go.
rail first.
No,
I
he
think
got a
he got it.
shot.
I
Yeah,
think he's
I'm
there.
surprised Mike gave that back. Like, I know it was tough, but rail first, just get down to the other side of the table and then play it safe if you need to. I'd be curious to
Yeah.
ask him after this, if that was a decision he felt like he chose wrong on, or if he's okay with that decision still.
Yeah, it's easy to say in hindsight, you know, it's a wrong decision or right decision.
I just don't know that I like letting someone who it might be struggling a little bit, giving them a clean look at an open ball, regardless of, well, that's not going to end up too good. Yeah, this is tic-tac-toe here.
Yeah, I think he's going to go outside spin with this.
Yep.
Bring the cue ball into this line for the 5. How did he
Well, he was perfect until he overrolled it, but he was right on your line.
He was right on my line. A little more spin would actually, or maybe a little less, it would have kind of brought it in. He's in a bank this 5.
Yeah, well, he smells blood.
Yeah. And 3 rail position for the 8.
And
Beautiful.
natural shape to the 9. That was a very nice shot.
Yeah, Mike is always really good at not crossing the tee if he doesn't have to when it comes to position. He's always coming into his position line almost every shot.
And nice
That's
little
why,
2.5, 3 foot draw stroke here and close escrow.
yeah.
Oh, little drama. He's still a heavy favorite to make this, but
Yeah.
he definitely wanted a little more draw there.
What a match, though. Mike DEITCHMAN gets it done, 11-5.
Wow.
So that was a lot of fun, and that was a quick match. But get on down to Legends. Table 21 has EvoSports at Legends in Beaverton, Oregon. So if you're in the Portland area or Vancouver area, go to Legends, ask for Table 21, ask for the EvoSports tablet. Get on the live stream. It's a lot of fun, and it's great to watch back later because you can learn from a lot of the things he did. Sorry, Dylan, I cut you off.
No, I just wanted to kind of piggyback on what you were saying there is for all those that are looking to play at Legends on the streaming table, just know that they are starting to accept reservations because there's been quite a few people lately looking to play on the table. So if you are looking to reserve a time or if you're interested in playing on the streaming table, it would behoove you to contact Legends or Michelle Bean and look at the availability because I know that that people have really been wanting to get on this table. So plan ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good point. And we only installed 1 EvoSports table at Legends, whereas some of ours have 2 or 4. But they are going to get more if the demand is there. So if you guys are continuing to go there and asking for it and it's not available, or if it's booked up all the time, I think Michelle will definitely add more tables. So we're looking to have more put in there. So definitely reach out, say you're interested. Support Legends, support EvoSports. Really appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. And Patrick, thanks again for having me. It was I enjoyed commentating this match with you and listening to your insights and bouncing some, there's a million different ways to play this game and to get on certain shots and certain safes and stuff. So it's always nice to have some different opinions and, insights of what they might do. So it was a pleasure.
The pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much for volunteering your time on a sunny Sunday afternoon. So really appreciate that. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Dylan.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep. Bye.
chasing stars and holding you. I can't see